Hi Pisces, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for all the likes and shares and subscribes and the comments. I love getting the comments. It lets me know what the cards are really, saying when they're talking to you. So I really appreciate that. And also all of you who've requested personal readings, thank you so much for all of your support. I love to be able to feel like I'm helping. So that's what I'm here for. Thank you. And if you're interested in a personal reading, check the description box below. It has all the information in it. And you are always welcome to shoot me an email, too. And my email address is in the description box, too. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into this. If this doesn't resonate with you, please be sure and check your moon and rising signs. And then also your Venus sign and the other person's Mars sign. It'll give you more of a well-rounded picture of the scenario. And then also, again, this is general, so there's no way I can encompass everybody's energy. So please just take what is for you, what resonates for you, and then leave the rest of it because it doesn't apply. But let's go ahead and just start into this. The first card that I have is the Six of Swords. So this is an energy of moving away from stormy waters towards calmer waters, but I feel like in this position, it's actually somebody who carries the majority of the weight of a situation. So I feel like there's one party who feels like they carry the majority of the weight of a relationship or of the dynamic between people. And it could be you. I mean, there's definitely a lot of water in here. She is on a boat, so it could be you who is perhaps carrying a burden. Or you could be dealing with an air sign who may feel like there's an imbalance in the relationship, or like they're carrying the majority of they're putting in the majority of the effort, carrying the majority of the weight, the workload. And then the next card that I have is the Knight of Wands. So you could be dealing with a fire sign, or there could be somebody who's embodying this energy around this. I feel like this Knight of Wands is kind of he's incredibly self-assured for no apparent reason. He's just very sure of himself, and that makes him charming. But I also feel like it's kind of it's a flaky nature, like somebody who comes and goes as they please, like they just want to be able to waltz in, have fun, and leave kind of an energy. And I feel like that could be what is making you feel like you're carrying the burden of the relationship, because it could be that they technically call it a relationship, but they might just come and go as they please or disappear for large amounts of time. But it's something that it's not good for you. It's not something that's good for whoever is going through that. It's not cool for them. They're not down with that. But then the next card that I have is this Six of Wands. So I feel like whoever this person represents for you, whoever this fiery energy is, this kind of, it's almost like the playboy, playgirl kind of energy, like somebody who really likes to watch themselves work. It's kind of like the thrill of the hunt, too. So I feel like with this Six of Wands, it's somebody they need their ego stroked. They need to be admired. And cross-watchers, please know that I'm not targeting you. I'm just showing what the perception is that is coming through for this. So I feel like there's somebody in the picture. And like I said, it could be you, could be the other party. There's somebody in the picture who just likes the thrill of the hunt, likes to conquer, likes the challenge, likes the competition, because they're very confident, and they can usually back it up. I'm not gonna lie. So I feel like with this dynamic, it's almost like somebody has the upper hand the majority of the time. But I feel like with the Six of Swords, it could be that it could be you or the other person who's recognizing that they're carrying the majority of the weight, and they don't need to. They can, if they distance themselves from it, then they don't need to be feeling like they're carrying the majority of this weight. And then the next card that I have is the Page of Swords. So with this Page of Swords, I feel like this is somebody who's in the beginning stages of some confidence, maybe recognizing that they can get what they want. So this may be you, because it's directly under the Six of Swords. It could be you. Or you could be dealing with an air sign too, with a Gemini, Aquarius, or a Libra. But I feel like this is an energy of somebody who can kind of see this dynamic up here of somebody having the upper hand or needing to be admired, or maybe just not wanting to settle down and be serious. It could be that the other party is recognizing that that's just not going to work for them, and they're cutting through kind of the BS to move on or cut that out of their lives, perhaps. And this could also be, it can also be an argument where there are some pretty harsh words exchanged, but I feel like this is more along the lines of somebody who's just beginning to come into their power to be able to remove things that don't serve them in their life. And then the next card that I have is the Four of Cups. And this Four of Cups, it's kind of like, you can see, well, you can't see if I throw it on the ground, but you can see here in this picture, he's got kind of this, okay, to be real, it looks like Jennifer Love Hewitt kind of in the pictures, but I think it's supposed to be a dude, and it's kind of a lackluster, like, oh, that's great, a cup, that golden cup from the sky, how special. So it's kind of somebody who isn't recognizing or appreciating what's there. Like, there can be amazing things all around them, but they're focusing only on the negative, I feel like. So this could be your energy, Pisces, because this is definitely Cups. So it could be that you may recognize maybe you need a shift in perspective, or perhaps the other party recognizes that they need a shift in their perspective toward you. Because I feel like with this next to this Page of Swords, it's kind of an immature at war type of feeling between who is more self-entitled. And I don't mean that to say that you are self-entitled or anything like that, but I feel like this is kind of somebody's head and somebody's heart or emotions are kind of in this point where they're just like, well, I expected a little more than this. And it's a little bit kind of like, what the heck type energy, like, what the hell? I thought this was going to be better than this. And so I feel like with this, it could be somebody snapping out of that kind of dynamic where they might be being like, well, okay, maybe I just need to, maybe it's just been a bad day, I shouldn't say anything. But I also feel like this, with this Four of Cups, perhaps somebody is not really grasping. I kind of feel like it's taking somebody for granted. And since the Six of Swords is here, where you're carrying the majority of the weight, I feel like you may feel like you're being taken for granted directly under this Knight of Wands. So this other party, if it is, it could be a fire sign, a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius that you're dealing with, that it could be that they just kind of are, like, it's all about them, maybe. Or that could be how you're feeling. But then the last card that I have for you is the Ace of Cups. So I feel like this is a new beginning. That's why I feel like this is kind of a phase that's going on right now. But it's going to, like, you'll be able to snap out of it. Or whoever will be able to snap out of it. Because this new beginning here with the Ace of Cups is something that remembers where the love came from in the first place. Like all the fun beginning stuff. So let's clarify some of this. Please clarify the Six of Swords for the sign of Pisces for love from August 23rd to September 6, 2017. What is this? Okay. Justice on top of the Six of Swords. So the Justice card is one, it could be, you could be dealing with a Libra. But the Justice card is one who forces a person to be honest with themselves. It's like introspection where you can't ignore the truth anymore. Once it hits you, once the thought goes into your mind and it kind of hits you as truth, You can't ignore it anymore, so you have to do something about that. So it could be that some of you are recognizing that you don't have to carry the majority of this weight in the relationship, like you're choosing to do that. And justice could be telling you you're choosing to do that, and you may decide that you need to move away from that. You need to stop doing that because it's not healthy for you, perhaps. Could be you or the other person, but I feel like with this justice on top of it, it's definitely somebody who is thinking very logically. And that's one thing, Pisces, that I love about you too, is because you are able to embody that energy where you really do think very clearly and logically about things. But at the same time, you definitely feel things very deeply. One of my best friends in the world is a Pisces. I used to be so in love with him, but I'm not anymore. But he's awesome because he's one of my best friends. So I love y'all. That is true. Okay, so let's see here what this Knight of Wands is about. The Justice card on top of the Six of Swords is, I feel like, calling, though, somebody to action to do something that they know that they need to do. Like there needs to be a consequence almost, I feel like. Please clarify this Knight of Wands here. For Pisces, for love, from August 23rd to September 6th. What is this Knight of Wands about here? Please clarify this Knight of Wands here. I guess we had two flips, so we will. Yeah. Wheel of Fortune and Three of Swords. So I feel like whoever this Knight of Wands is here has brought, it's almost like they've brought nothing but heartache. Because this wheel just keeps spinning. So I feel like it may be a cycle. Or that you've been down this road before here with this person. Especially if it's a fire sign. But I feel like with this Three of Swords, it is definitely, you are either in the middle of or right at the beginning stages of this heartbreak that is, I feel like it's karmic. It's almost like there's nothing you could have done to stop it. But I feel like it's something that you are already aware of, though, because of this Six of Swords and this Justice card. I feel like it's almost like it's something that you've been through before. You may know how to handle it better this time, perhaps. Or this could be a disappointment. For those of you who are single, too, it could be a disappointment from something that you thought had potential with perhaps an air sign. And it turns out that they're maybe a little flaky. Maybe they're flaky and it just ended up hurting or sucking. You know, it wasn't cool because you had maybe some high hopes for that. You actually like that person. Let's see what the Six of Wands is about. Please clarify this Six of Wands here for love for Pisces, August 23rd to September 6th, 2017. What is this Six of Wands here for? Please clarify this Six of Wands here. Okay. Seven of Cups on top of this Six of Wands. So yeah, I feel like there's this dynamic here where it's almost like this Six of Swords could be somebody who moves away from you too. It could be that you may be dealing with an air sign too, who perhaps this is a cycle where they move away from you and start acting like this Knight of Wands and flirting around with everybody. They hurt you. And this Wheel of Fortune just is like this cycle that keeps going. They hurt you. They end up with the upper hand. And Seven of Cups is them having all these options. But then you start to get to a point where you're in your strength here, I feel like, with this Page of Swords. Because you start to, you know, you're not being so emotional anymore. You get to the point where you're logical. Please clarify this Page of Swords here. Maybe a little immature and mean, but logical nonetheless. Please clarify this Page of Swords here for Pisces, for love. Because the Seven of Cups is definitely, on top of the Six of Wands, the Seven of Cups tells me somebody who is victorious in their options. Like they have a bunch of options. They kind of had their pick. They could take what they want, I guess. And so I feel like there is this dynamic where somebody always ends up with the upper hand. Please clarify this Page of Swords for Pisces for love on August 23rd. To September 6, 2017. What is this Page of Swords about here? Please clarify this Page of Swords here for Pisces for love from August 23rd through September 6, 2017. What is this Page of Swords about here? Please clarify this Page of Swords for Pisces for love from August 23rd through September 6, 2017. Please clarify this. Okay. Yeah, so on top of this Page of Swords, we have the King of Cups. So I feel like that's you. It's you in your element, but I feel like there's extra strength behind your intellect or your logic where you're able to keep your, you know, the King of Cups is a master and commander basically of his emotions. And so I feel like he's able to use this extra push of logic to keep his emotions in check, but still take them into consideration for what his own best interest is. So I feel like a lot of you are in a position coming up here soon where you're really coming from a place of strength. Like this is you in a good place, even though there's this crap up here that's going on. And again, it could be something that you've already been through, so maybe it's like you really do know how to respond. Please clarify this Four of Cups here for Pisces for love from August 23rd to September 6th. What is this Four of Cups about here? Please clarify this. No? Are you going to come out? Okay. We'll see what you are. Ace of Pentacles on top of the Four of Cups. And the Five of Cups. So this is, the Five of Cups is a disappointment. Four of Cups is kind of this underwhelmed feeling. And then you've got this Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like it's a situation where perhaps both people have been focusing on the negative. Or both people are focusing on the negative. But then this Ace of Pentacles comes out on top of it. It's like it snaps you out of this dream world or these illusions. It makes you just forget about the illusions. That doesn't exist. Things are never perfect. It's not always going to be, you know, it's never going to be that way. Because I feel like the Five of Cups here on top of the Four of Cups is kind of an illusion about what the reality is that you need to be happy, I guess. But I feel like it's, you snap out of it with this Ace of Pentacles where you recognize that, you know, that's not practical. It's not ever going to be like a Hollywood movie type of love story, but it's going to be better because it's going to be real. So I feel like this is you coming into an optimistic place. Yes, it's on top of this feeling of disappointment or perhaps not being emotionally fulfilled and maybe being disappointed, but then this Ace of Pentacles comes in on top of that. I feel like that's a very strong, renewed energy. And then it comes right after that, the Ace of Cups comes. So please clarify this Ace of Cups here for love for Pisces from August 23rd to September 6th. Please clarify this Ace of Cups here for love for Pisces, August 23rd through September 6th, 2017. Please clarify this Ace of Cups here. What is this Ace of Cups about? Please clarify this Ace of Cups here. What is this Ace of Cups about here for Pisces for love? Whoop, there we go. Five of Wands on top of the Ace of Cups. So I feel like that's a feeling of beating out the competition, or like love beating out the competition. Please clarify this Ace of Cups here for Pisces for love from August 23rd through September 6, 2017. Why is this Ace of Cups here? What is this Ace of Cups about here for Pisces for love? For August 23rd through September 6, 2017. Please clarify this Ace of Cups. What is this Ace of Cups card? No? What is this Ace of Cups card about? Please clarify this Ace of Cups for love for August 23rd through September 6, 2017. Please clarify this. There it is. Seven of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. I just got that combination. Okay, so I feel like with this Four of Cups and the Five of Cups, again, it's that kind of an illusion of how things are supposed to be. The Ace of Pentacles comes in and brings you back down to earth, or the other person back down to earth, where they recognize that that's just an illusion of things. So then we have this Five of Wands on top of the Ace of Cups, and then clarifying that we have the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is a waiting card for waiting for the harvest, waiting for the fruits, but it's a waiting. It's like in suspension. And then it's also representative of something that is, again, that feeling of that's not what I expected. And with the Five of Wands there on top of that, that is a card that represents to me conflict or competition. So what I feel like is going on is there's this unstable dynamic almost where somebody feels like they're in competition to get the results that they're looking for. Like they may feel like they're fighting for a spot almost. But on top of this Ace of Cups, I feel like it's definitely you that has the upper hand if you are in a competing position. Or it could be that you're the one that people are competing for. Could be you, it could be you that has these multiple options. Too, some of you may be the ones in control of this little dance. But I feel like with this Ace of Cups, it is a new beginning, but I feel like it's saying to keep the expectations really practical, be real about it, because a lot of the times with this King of Cups energy, and the swords can also be representative of dreams too, so I feel like that it is that kind of illusionist type of energy that can, view the world with rose-colored glasses for a little while until reality comes crashing down. And so I feel like that's what it's saying, is to maintain this practical perspective here, that's not going to be this full, like, it's almost like asking you to be a little introspective and figure out what it actually is that you need to be happy, because perfection is not going to be achieved. So it's almost like it's saying to tell you to figure out what those priority things are that will bring you happiness. And I feel like this new beginning in love here with this Ace of Cups, it is positive. I just feel like there's this unstable kind of energy around it with the Seven of Pentacles and the Five of Wands, which makes me feel like it could be kind of controversial. Maybe y'all are getting back together when people think you shouldn't be getting back together, or maybe there's kind of there could be some talk or drama surrounding it too. Let me know what you've got going on with you, because it's an interesting little dynamic, but I do feel like this is a cycle for a lot of you. Because of that Wheel of Fortune, it just feels like it goes round and round a little bit. Especially with this unstable energy at the end, I feel like it just loops up back to the beginning. So let me know. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you soon.